What is up? Recording in progress. This is the Tilt Report, episode 14. My name is James McCool. He is Jeremy. I'm not sure what his last name is. What's your last name?
King.
Oh, why did I know that? Anyway, this is the Tilt Report with
My
James.
my DK username is literally Jeremy Q King 1.
Well, fucking, I don't know, man. Some people like have aliases. All right, I don't fucking know. Anyway, he's Jeremy King. I'm James McCool. And this is our podcast. So if you are frequent listeners, usually what we talk about is some of the DFS stuff going on during the day, some PGA stuff, tilting about NBA, which we won't actually get to tilt NBA for very much longer because we get into the playoffs and then things make more sense. And then we talk
Yeah.
about tout drama, and man, we have some fucking tout drama to deal with today. Very
Yeah.
exciting stuff. So yeah, it's about our favorite tout company, RPS, over there. So we'll get to talk about them a little bit. But yeah, today's a rainy day here in Tennessee. Not really a park day, which is kind of a bummer. But you know, it is what it is. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Got a fresh haircut. Masters started today. I can watch every hole, which is fantastic. Much better than the normal PGA Tour experience. We got live golfers going today too. It's gonna be a fun day. And then we got tout drama, which a lot of tout drama. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one today.
Yeah, so I did not play any of the Masters. Now,
Wow.
I wanted to. I did want to. But like I got so slammed with a whole bunch of different projects. Specifically this week, I was trying to tackle an API dump for because I do. Some people know, some people don't, but I do work with Matthew Berry's Fantasy Life, and
Ah,
I'm setting up some API calls for them and setting up some data management stuff for them. So I have been hard at work on that for the last like week. And then I had
that
MLB where I had to fix the optimizer and add some to the optimizer. I had a lot of code work to do, and I just didn't have the capacity to deal with PGA. I didn't think so. I skipped out on it. But what are your stands? How did you approach it?
Yeah, I faded Scotty Scheffler, which feels really bad, but I thought Rob was a better play. Scheffler actually got steamed in the $15 milli, which I actually thought was going to happen. He's been, he's Scotty Scheffler. He won last year. I think a lot of casuals want to pick him. A lot of pros want to pick him too. So he actually came in over Rory. My big stand on the week, which he came in at like 6% owned, which I'm really, really stoked about, is Joaquin Niemann. He's a live guy, 7,800. Honestly, just a really good golfer. He's in a like this guy won the Genesis last year. Just is generally an awesome golfer. Has 3 years of course history at the Masters, but he's a young guy, 24 years old. I think it could be like a breakout Masters performance for him. He came in at 5% owned in the $15 milli, 7% owned in some of the bigger stuff. So he's my big stand on the week. I think he's going to be a slate breaker potentially.
Yeah, models like Neiman. Models really like Tom Kim. He was
Interesting.
well, so his birdie potential is really, really good, right? Like he's so boomer bust,
Yeah.
and the model over at Paydirt just really, really likes these boomer bust guys. That's why it's had a fucking hard on for Will Gordon, because Will Gordon will go like 5 birdies in a row and then fucking
And
quad
then bust.
in a row. So those guys who have a lot of birdie potential, the model just really likes that. It really likes the upside. So it's really like Tom.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly who it had as the top. Probably had Scotty Scheffler as the top, but yeah,
Probably.
shout out to ETR and Paydirt subs who hopefully end up taking something down. Hopefully there's a million maker winner between one of those two companies. But yeah, I unfortunately did not get to play, so I'm rooting for Jeremy here. He's the one that I care about here, as well as Paydirt subs. But yeah, whatever.
I got a lot of money out there. I maxed the 15. I maxed the $55 up and down for 100K to first.
Wow.
I have two tickets, two tickets, and like two $100 milli tickets. So it's
Yeah.
it's a big week for me. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you went fucking heavy.
Yeah.
So I have been playing MLB as I do. Today, as far as MLB, I have not cashed a slate yet, so I'm dealing with the fucking variance of baseball. It is what it is. It's funny. Like models were super strong yesterday. They nailed the top stack. They nailed the top pitchers. They nailed fucking everything. And I still ended up not min cashing, even though I completely followed the models, had the top stack, had the top pitchers. It's like, fuck you, man. Just
what was it?
It was
was
huge.
it just like wrong combos?
Yeah, I didn't. So I had two options, and the first one would have had me with a pretty decent cash, but I went with the second one because, of course, I did. The first one or the second one, the one I went with was a Houston stack with one-offs of Byron Buxton, Kershaw. Shut the fuck up.
He wants to get out of there.
He wants food or attention or some shit. I don't know. Look at this fucking cat.
Or both. Yeah.
Kershaw, say hi to the camera. That'll work. But yeah, so I went with Byron Buxton one-off, Taylor Walls for Tampa Bay is one-off, and then I think I had like a catcher one-off. I'm not quite remembering who it was, or maybe it was a first baseman one-off. But I had that one, and Byron Buxton only ended up with like 6 fantasy points or something. The second one that I could have had that I swapped off of was Matt Olson at first base, who ended up with like 35 fantasy points or something. And it was basically, it was like a 1v1 mostly between Matt Olson and Byron Buxton. So it's like a 30-point difference in fantasy points. And I mean, that'll kill you in baseball. Like
that'll do it.
Lineup was like 165. I think I scored probably 105 with my lineup. So 135 puts me into like top 20 or some shit. Regardless, doesn't really matter. But the models have been really, really strong. So happy about that. I'm always happy to see subs win. Kershaw, bud, I can't deal with this shit right now. You're killing me. He doesn't care. Cats don't care.
Cats don't care.
Anyway, as far as action today, we have a 6-gamer, which is actually only a 4-gamer because 2 of the games got postponed. That locks at 1 p.m. Eastern. Then we have a 2-game night slate for baseball. Hockey is still fucking hanging on strong. Got a 14-game slate tonight. Of course, no good contests because why would there be? Today, they decided to offer a $691 entry for 4 entries.
4? Nice.
It's a 4-man, and it's a GPP? What the fuck are we doing here? We say it every single day. And then, obviously, we have golf showdowns and NBA. We do have a 5-gamer at 6 tonight. I'm sure that it's just total bullshit. We have Nuggets Suns. That game kind of matters if Jokic plays. We have Thunder Jazz. That game doesn't matter whatsoever.
It does. The Thunder have to win to get into the play-in, I think.
Do you think they care about being in the play-in?
I think they do at this point. I actually think they do.
Okay, so second,
they're not in a
go for it.
Yeah, they're not in a position where, they're going to get Wembanyama or anything like that. So, for them, it's like, we might as well get into the play-in as a 10th seed, play a meaningful game, get some experience, and then, move on to next season. So I actually think they care about it. So they'll probably play SGA and Giddey pretty heavy minutes.
The second follow-up piece to that question, do you think the Jazz give a shit? Because that's
the Jazz don't give a shit.
Okay, so
yeah,
that game probably doesn't matter only because the Jazz don't give a shit. Like it's not active.
Yeah,
it'll be competitive, but come on, Jazz don't.
Yeah.
Cavs Magic. Cavs are firmly. I don't even think they have anything to play for, in terms of seeding. Magic don't give a shit. Heat 76ers, that game matters. And then Trailblazers Spurs.
Wow.
Man. That sucks. So yeah, this slate not that great. If you want to play today, I suggest playing MLB. Obviously, don't fucking touch NBA at this point in the season. It's a goddamn shit show. But yeah, so after that, let's talk about some tout drama because we got some fun for today. I'm gonna show this little tweet here. So you can see on the screen that we have this tweet. So Tony tweeted out some changes to Run Pure, and I think this was an article that he posted about changes to Run Pure as well as like a promo code. And then Mike's wife, which that's Hoop, right?
Yeah, that's Hoop.
Yeah. Did you forget to add the part where you hired your friend of 20 plus years as the new CEO to ultimately push Mike out, also blocking him from his own website and not allowing him to do any content for the members, which is some really, really spicy shit. Look, I have talked with RPS about like their business and where they're at, and like what they're trying to do, and I talked to AP about it, and I personally did not get the feeling that they were pushing anyone out. So I will probably be skeptical of like the new CEO, his best friend pushing Mike out thing. Like I'll be skeptical of that.
Yeah.
But blocking him from his own website is fucked up. And like,
yeah,
that's true. That's fucked up. Because if they did that and then Tambo was like, I don't want to fucking be a part of this. Like, I understand that as a creative difference, you know? So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I mean, there's gotta be some truth to both sides of the story. I feel like that's how all of these things happen. There's probably some disagreement, and then Hoop probably didn't want to leave, and then Big T was like, "This is how we're going," and it kind of just went downhill from there. Blocking him from his own site is pretty wild. But I haven't heard too much other than seeing some of these tweets, and obviously they have the political creative differences tweets out there. I think Hoop is gonna try to join his spaces. He might join Brick and Overzet. I think.
Yeah.
I think maybe today. That might be spicy. So definitely keep my eye out. But it's pretty crazy over there. And then Tambo is probably like, I'm out of this shit show right now.
Yeah, well, I mean, as soon as things like that start going down, like if you're working in a company and you like any company, right? It doesn't have to be the DFS industry, but any company, if you are working there and then you're happy and things are successful and it's fine, and then all of a sudden like you hear that the CEO is like fucking the wives of half of the people in the company, and you're just like and like you are a successful person that has options, right? Like you're like, peace, like I got other shit going on, I can go do other things. So I think that's probably what happened with Tambro. I'd be happy to have him on the podcast and talk to him about it. Him and Hoop, like we're fucking about that tout drama. So,
man.
Either of those guys, if you want to hit us up, jump on, and please do. But it's hard because I think that companies, when they expand, like there's going to be people that kind of like get cut off the ladder, per se, and people that end up getting slighted, like that there can't ever be growth without somebody being hurt from it, I think. So I want to believe that this is just like a bystander thing and that it wasn't anything nefarious, but like that's pretty damning. If he's blocked from his own site, that's pretty nefarious.
I mean, what I'll say is, like, I mean, Big T posted that post, that what did he call it? State of the Giblets or whatever. I'm not sure if you read it, but I read it because I was like, I need some content here. I need to know the details. But he said something about like, they didn't really know how to run a company. They didn't think it would get this big, and that's why they hired the CEO to come in and kind of clean some stuff up. It just sounds like I could see it happening, right? You don't know what you're doing from a business standpoint, and he literally says that in the post. You hire someone, and then that guy's like, well, I can't pay Hoop this amount of money, or you're not, whatever, your books aren't straight, you're not doing the right things, and then like putting some structure to it, and then people get shook out, I guess. That's probably not the right vocabulary, but people get like pushed out a little bit, or they're not happy with it. That's what happens when you're a little bit like disorganized, or like you're a startup in the beginning. Shit happens, and then you try to become a little bit, and not everyone agrees with it. And then you get guys like Tambo, who I think Big T said that, he actually didn't join RPS in the beginning. Then, they gave him like a pretty good offer last year to join. But it seems like he wasn't necessarily like bought in from the very beginning. He wasn't like a founder. He was more of just like, all right, I'll word and see what happens. And he's seeing what happens now. And he's a lot of people listen to him.
Yeah.
He's got a big following. I think people listen to him more than they listen to RPS. They listen to him because he's Tambo. So I get it. From a personal standpoint, join a company or do your own thing that you feel has more potential and doesn't have the drama that RPS has right now.
Well, and even if Tambo doesn't have more potential somewhere else, right? Even if he has same or slightly less potential, mental and happiness matters a lot. So really wild stuff going on over there. We had people DMing us about this kind of stuff for the podcast. So pretty funny stuff. But I don't know. I'm excited to see what else comes out. I'm not going to pick a side here yet. I think as always, there's gray areas. And there's going to be some truth and there's going to be some exaggerations on both sides. But I'm excited to see what exaggerations comes out, because the exaggerations are the fun part, not the truth. The truth sucks. Like we'll just fucking talk the bullshit. I'd much rather talk about the bullshit.
Yeah, they keep it pretty close to the vest. Like Hoop hasn't said anything. Tambo hasn't said anything. Tambo, I don't think he's ever going to say anything. And Big T was very politically correct in that post. He was like, it's a pleasure working with both of them.
The same energy that you've always got. You don't got to be politically correct now. Come on.
Yeah. The rest of the post was more like, if you're not with us, you're against us type thing. But it was more in good fun. But the Hoop paragraph and the Tambo paragraph were all good things. But I don't know if Jennifer Petta is going ham on the timeline. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm with you. So that's tout drama for this week. We're excited to see what else gets played out there. Jeremy has a hard out in about 5 minutes, so this is going to be a relatively short one. Sorry for people who love to hear us talk. But Jeremy, do you have any closing thoughts for the people?
Closing thoughts. Enjoy the Masters this weekend. You get to watch every shot, which is a difference from normal. So enjoy the Masters. It's the best week in golf, I think. Great contest. There's gonna be an awesome showdown contest all weekend. So sit back, enjoy the music. If you're there, lucky you. Enjoy that experience. But yeah, those are my closing thoughts.
My closing thoughts are gonna be a little bit sentimental. So
all right.
For those that don't know, I grew up without my father. I did not have my dad growing up. It was my mom and my grandma that raised me. And I never had communication with him, ever. I found out a couple of years ago that he died. And I never got the chance to talk to him. So I was talking to a friend about this a little while ago, maybe a couple of days ago. She asked me if I regret that, if I regret never having had contact with my father. I thought about it for a sec, and I don't think that people should ever regret missed opportunities, because you take the opportunities that you think are worthwhile in your life. And I don't think that regretting something like not talking to your father or not saying goodbye to your grandparents before they passed on or something like that, I don't think that stuff is worthy of regret. I think that it's worthy of mourning. I think that it's worthy of emotion if you want to feel emotion that way. But I don't think that it's worthy of regret, because if you would have wanted to really make that connection, and if you felt that connection really would have improved your life, you would have done it. So for anybody out there who is kind of struggling with regrets regarding the relationships in their lives, if you truly feel like you have some sort of regret based on a relationship in your life, you should try to repair that relationship. And you should try to go and talk to that person or mend whatever it is that had gone wrong. But if you're not feeling regret and you're just feeling like people are trying to ask you about it and you just don't feel the regret, understand that you're making the choice that your heart wants to make and that your mind wants to make, and that it's not about the regret at that point. It's just about making the choice that you feel is best for your life. So
deep shit, man.
Yeah, that's my closing thought. Anyway, this has been the Tilt Report, which is not a regretful thing at all. Tilt Report, episode 14. My name is James. He is Jeremy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then give a follow on YouTube and keep liking the videos and everything like that. And find us over on Podbean as well. I will post the link here, as well as Twitter handles and everything like that. So again, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to me or Jeremy in any of the various Discords or on Twitter or whatever, and we'll answer them on the pod. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. We will talk to you in a couple days. Peace.
Later.